whether they are going to participate or not, or if they choose to obey the court order, they are still saddled with the responsibility to protect lives and properties. Now, in this instance, would you say that the police protected lives and properties during that election? Because that's the election day. The police was not even on the road. I drove around. I didn't see the police from NTA Road down to Rumokoro, down to East-West Road, Airport Road. I didn't see police anywhere.
Personally, I saw
at
police.
least the areas that I drove around, I can't say I drove around.
In my area, I saw police.
Okay.
In Iguruta, where I come from, I saw police, and they even intervened when the member representing Ikwere and the member of federal constituency used his police orderlies, the police attached to him, to shoot at protesters. Police, I remember I saw police people going to disperse the protesters and also caution those police officers. I remember, I saw them.
Right. Okay. Also joining me on Open Conversation is Daniel Momo. Good morning, Daniel, and welcome to Open Conversation.
Thank you for having me. Good morning, sir.
All right. And that's Obineken, by the way. And Daniel, I want to have your opinion. What do you think about the statement of the police that they will not trade words with Governor Fubara, particularly with regards to the statements the governor made when the police, prior to the local government elections, when the police came out to say that they will not be participating in the election? The governor had a major outburst on national television and laid very serious accusations on the IGP and the Commissioner of Police, Rivers State. What do you have to say to the statement by the police?
Yes, it's unfortunate what has happened in Rivers State for the past few days. The responsibility of an office comes with a lot of cautions. That is why you see that sometimes in life, you see that presidents of nations, whether governor or something, they are not quick to react to certain issues based on the information available to them. Information in these times now, probably security in quote. I watched the governor the wee hours of, was it Saturday?
That's 5th of October.
Yes, where he came out first as the chief security officer of the state. He has a right to head some information and to actually go to see for himself. But the incident and the utterances after that, for me, the office that you occupy sometimes does not give you the leverage to say certain things, like accusing the IG of police of the crimes he has purportedly committed before and all of that, and the corruption and no. Why? Because the office of the governor of a state usually have what they call the State Security Council meeting, where the commissioner of police, the commandant of the Nigerian army, and all sit before him, and they have a conversation, a robust conversation about the security architecture of a state. He has that information, he has that privilege to sit and accept these issues. And so, challenging an authority of a security, I expect that when he gets to the council meeting, he will be able to vote out his displeasures about certain things that he has seen. Caution yourself, because whatever that you say, there are a lot of persons like you and I, the common man on the streets. What kind of interpretations would they read to it? Take, for example, what he said there, for example, for a layman, will refer to as he has been left alone in a state. It has consequences. What he says, what people, whether his supporters, whether the one who do not support him, whether the people standing on the fence, whether the ordinary people whose life that they just want to conduct business, it has implication. Whether to people who want to invest, investors who are coming, should we invest in this state? It has implications of what the governor says. It's heavy, so that you don't just say them. It's like a bullet. Once you release, you can catch the bullet back. So don't even shoot the gun. Be careful where you say certain things. That's one. Two, I think that on the issue that they do not want to trade words with the governor, I think we have had several experiences. There are some judgments that are abominable judgments. Those judgments are abominable because they are difficult to implement. It's abominable. Let's take, for example, the court, the Federal High Court had several rulings, which also includes that the police should not be part of the election. The statutory responsibility of the police is to protect lives and property, whether there is election or not. How do you separate it when lives are involved in an election? How then do you separate? You can't separate it. So such a judgment cannot be implemented. How do you implement? For example, there were dynamite explosions. You are the one who would investigate. During election, it happened. The
APC,
yes, but that particular judgment, some persons want to challenge that. Does the court has the jurisdiction to ask? Because you are not asking the IG, you are asking the CEC who took an oath of office, not to protect life and property. Could that be an event in life that the police, the soldier, the DSS will be asked not to protect lives and property? Because you can't separate it. It's like when you mix oil and water, you can't separate. There are difficult instances to separate from. So that judgment is abominable because we cannot, if you say step out of election, the people are the ones who conduct elections. Elections are not done where humans are not existing. And so your statutory responsibility, that is why you are formed. So I am happy, like I said before, some persons are going to court to challenge. They don't want to interfere in Rivers issues. There are merit and demerit of that judgment. But that particular line, asking the police not to, and for us is an abominable thing. Because do I deserve to be protected because there is an election? I went round, I didn't see police. In Ward 5, in the Lele one, I went round, there was no police officer. What you saw on Saturday was the actions of the citizenship office. People who decide to mobilize. And it is dangerous to create a vacuum and leave it for humans who are not trained in the aspect of security to take charge of security. Because we can use it, we have seen it before. I might accuse somebody or accuse him that, oh, he's trying to do this. Jungle justice would happen. Yeah. Should not descend low in trading certain words. You will meet at the State Security Council meeting. Iron out those issues. And when I heard that the former commissioner of police has been changed, in fact, for me, it was a welcome development. Because when you see the chief security officer of a state already trading words with the police, the Security Council meeting cannot hold. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. It cannot that they will not attend, but the mistrust.
But so far, the police have not engaged the governor.
No, that's what I'm saying. No, see, when you see such an outburst, it will be difficult. It's just like 3 of us sitting down here. It will be difficult to now have a genuine conversation. How do we do this? How do we do that? How do we run this? Having in mind that I am not trusting him for the actions that he has taken. Right. Is difficult. So I applaud the Nigerian police that they had to change this immediately.
Right.
Because of the activities that happened that boil to the level that the seat of the office of the governor of Rivers State could accuse the IG. But I think that let us not bring the offices that we occupy. The offices that we occupy.
In the first instance, Daniel, it wasn't the Rivers State police that took the decision to obey the court order. You recall that prior to that election, the PDP protested, and they went to the Commissioner of Police where they tendered a letter. And the Commissioner of Police, the police officer that responded to them, attended to them on the day of protest, accepted the petition and told them that the Commissioner of Police indicates the Rivers State Police on the next step to take. And then the next day, the Rivers State Police had a press release where they said that the first headquarters, the first legal department has advised the Rivers State Police to refrain from participating in the election. This is not the making of the Commissioner of Police. The Commissioner of Police takes orders from above, just like every other security agency. You understand? So
there is one Nigerian police.
To a large extent.
There is one Nigerian police, whether it is executed from Rivers State or from
the Commissioner of Police doesn't change anything.
No, it does, because humans represent humans.
Is coming from
see, there is one police force, one Nigerian police force, only one. There are humans who represent the Nigerian police force. It happens everywhere. Once there is a mistrust in the humans who represent, are you saying that if the president today or the Federal Republic of Nigeria decided that the Inspector General of Police is not doing enough to what he wants, he will sack him? But he's not sacking the Nigerian police. He's sacking the human representing the Nigerian police. That's what I'm saying, that once there is a mistrust, especially in the state, like I said before, the outburst of the governor is unwarranted. It should never have happened. The seat that you occupy, the exalted seat of the state that you occupy, should refrain you from certain things that you say and do. The conduct in public there should never have happened. But I'm saying that regarding the trade of words with the Nigerian police, there are abominable court judgments that are too difficult to implement. How do you implement it?
All right, fair enough. I will still come back to the spirit of the judgment.
No problem.
Well, before that, Obinna, you have something
yes,
to say?
I have something to say, because my friend have said there are judgments that are very difficult to be implemented, and this particular one is abominable. I don't agree with you. You will not ask the Nigerian police to give protection to anybody who is doing anything illegal. There are foundations that has been laid. The judge took time to say the law made provision that you give a statutory notice for election, and this is what the law said. And they said these are the steps you are supposed to take by law for you to have a valid election, a legally valid election. These are the steps that you have not taken it. Based on that Nigerian police should not give cover, should not participate in illegality, that you should go back and complete these processes, and Nigerian police will be part of it. That is what the law says. And you cannot say because Nigerian police will protect lives and property, it should join in illegality, assuming that there is a bunkery activity going on so and so place, and you know that there may be explosion, because it leads to explosion. And because lives are involved, those who are doing the bunkery are citizens. They also have life. And police is also banned by the law and by the oath of office that the president and commander-in-chief took. He's supposed to protect them. And you will ask the police to go and give them cover or participate in that activity. The law does not work that way. What the judge said is that you ought to do this and this and this, and the election become valid. There are elections going on in this weekend that will go on in Plateau State. Election as the Jigawa did their own. Those people complied with the law that set up the election, the electoral commission. What the court said, because you did not take cognizance of all these facts, that the police should not be part of it. That is what they said. Will the law say that the police should be part of illegality? Because they swore to oath to protect lives and property. And every person that has life that is committing crime, that the police should give him protection. The law cannot work that way. What we are saying is that the Rivers State government and the RESEC did not comply with the orders of court, or the processes that set them up. And the court said it shouldn't. That is my position. I agree with the entire thing you say, but in this particular one, in this particular score, I differ completely, because the law will not give back into illegality. You don't build something on top of nothing and expect it to stand. It will fall, it will collapse, and that is what happened last Saturday.
All right, Daniel, I wanted to ask, part of the things he said was, I wanted to ask as a question, when I said we'll come back to the spirit of the law, the letters. Now, the judgment was not in isolation to the police force. Also, INEC voter register. And if you, in the exact words of Justice Lifu, he said certified, 1, updated, 2, voter register. So not just a new voter register, but voter register that is certified, meaning that the due process, a voter register that had gone through the due process to get to RESEC, and the voter register that is updated. Now you agree, I think in Plateau State, the Plateau State electoral, INEC, has updated the number of voters in Plateau State and announced it. INEC announced it, you know. And in other states too, INEC announced the number of certified, of eligible voters. When you look at these 3 orders together, don't you think that that order was meant to handicap RESEC and force RESEC to do the right thing in order to hold the elections? Don't you think that order was meant to force the state government to go back and do the right thing, because the state government needs the police to be present, and the RESEC needs the voter register in order to conduct credible elections? But still, in face of all this, do not forget, Daniel, that Justice Lifu had given an order first. And instead of the state government to obey that order, they ran to State High Court. APP ran to State High Court.
No, it's not the state government.
Yes, I said APP ran to State High Court. And the state governor, or government in this instance, chose to go with the order of State High Court.
Because they were joined in that matter.
Granted to APP. Now, that's on one hand. Instead of obeying the first order that came, and the first
with a lot of things. Why?
that was before the election.
Yes, that was a week before the election.
Yes, you were in the studio.
Called me to say no, that they have gotten the voter register and all.
They were reacting to what
yes,
you said on my
they were reacting to what I said here, and they were telling me that they are already gotten the voter register and all. But my point here is this: for or against, let us conduct ourselves in such a way that we would go back to that same court to say, sir, you gave judgment on this issue. See what this party had done. They had gone further to that. In all of that, that part of that judgment for me was not correct.
Right.
As an individual, as an observer of the event, that judgment cannot say to be correct. I'm not saying the judgment barring INEC. No, that is correct.
That will not lead down. It will not lead to breakdown of law.
No, I'm talking about INEC. No, that can be challenged in court. Take for example the Labour Party issue. We're all here with the issue several times, where INEC refused to attend that convention done in Anambra State that produced Julius Abure. But fortunately, unfortunately for some, the court in Abuja had accepted Julius Abure. And so let us learn to submit ourselves to the civil acts of democracy. Though it might be painful, though it might be long. Like I was having a conversation with a friend. In my family, there was a case land dispute case that was instituted 25 years ago. 25 years ago, judgment came in last month in our favor. Imagine some persons who instituted that case have died. People submitted themselves to the processes of the court.
Now, in this instance,
until it comes.
River State is submitting to the
I'm thinking that everyone who has gone to court should submit themselves to the court.
What has happened in River State, Daniel?
What has happened? How? Violence is taking place.
No, so far with the court judgments, the conflicting court judgments going on, the conflicting court orders.
There are no conflicts. No, you asked me, you are not allowing me. I had to build, you know, because of what you asked me, I had to build.
I'm also looking at time.
Oh, sorry about that. But the truth is that for me, I do not see conflicting court judgments.
What do you see?
My opinion first was that the judgment in Abuja started in July. Right, which the state government has its representative, INEC has its representative, the Nigerian police has its representative, the DSS has its representatives, every person has their representative. And in the midst of that, High Court to say, it came in September. And then the real judgment, where everyone has submitted themselves, came in, I think,
few days after that.
September ending or so, it came in September. Now I'm saying that judge in his own wisdom of the court had granted those judgment based on the submission of all of these parties.
You mean Justice Lifo?
Yes,
of the
Justice
Federal High Court.
Of Federal High Court. I've given that judgment. So for me, there are no conflicting judgment. No,
is the judgment
of that
from a state high court?
From a state high court.
Justice Igwe.
I'm saying, but my bone of contention based on the topic that was raised here is that I differ completely with that singular item that
of barring the Nigerian police.
Every other thing, I'm not interested. Let them submit themselves to the court. But I'm saying that the statutory responsibility of police, what created police, is difficult to separate it from the activities. Election must be conducted within October. No. October. Supreme Court gave the order that anyone, it means that it's supposed to take effect immediate.
But
I'm coming. No, I'm coming.
Came in.
That was legal. That's the legal angle. Now the federal government now used the political aspect of it and invited all governors together. And so that when somebody will challenge me, you'll say, if you say in your word, I'm not supposed to come to your word, but in my word, mention the place. I have gone around. I did not see. And I'm saying that because of that, remember that 24 hours they could not conduct their primaries. And I'm saying that unfortunately for hold on.
Answer the question.
Hold on.
Because we are
no, I'm coming.
Answer the question.
No, what I'm saying is that the Nigerian police should not.
That was
no court.
That wasn't the question.
Yes, but I'm telling you.
Should I ask you the question?
No. See, my submission is that don't give an order. Imagine 2027.
Daniel, that's not the question.
No, hold on. Imagine 2027.
Why are you avoiding the question?
No, I don't want to come into the nitty-gritty of.
We are in crisis, but the level of crisis.
No, I don't want to believe.
The implosion that had happened.
No, I don't want to believe.
And then, secondly, what do you make of the actions of the governor going ahead with the council elections in face of a judgment that has asked RISTEC to go back and do the right thing? And again, there was a stay of execution that was denied. Yeah. Why couldn't the governor simply obey the court?
I am forced. I'm not the spokesperson of the governor, nor the government. If he has done that, that case will be appealed now. They will meet at the court of appeal.
The governor has already appealed.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. They will state the reason why. Then you go back to that same court and tell the court the reason why he disobeyed that court. But for ABCD to take laws into their hands, no, that can be correct.
Well, I thank God that you have accepted that he went to appeal the judgment.
No, you see, for me, wait. No, I'm coming. I'm not talking about the nitty-gritty of that judgment. No, my grounds is the line ordering Nigerian police. That's my grounds about the whole judgment.
We have said that Nigerian police cannot give cover or participate in anything that is unlawful, illegal. and criminal. They will not do that. And the court have said, don't. And that is what we are telling you. We have said so. That no, even police, without even being asked by court, police cannot give cover or go and begin to aid those who are doing things that is illegal. That is my position. And I want to tell you that the governor is the real cause of the problem that is happening in Rivers State of late. Because his posture as a leader, like you said, there are things you need not to do because of those who are following you. If your followers, if Rivers people, because every child tends to look up to the father and do some of all these people that goes to churches, some of them talks like their pastor, they behave like, some of them start keeping heads like their pastors and all that. It is natural. What we are saying is that the governor, as the chief security officer of the state, is not supposed to disobey laws and court judgment. If you hear him from the onset, his mindset is that this judgment I will never obey it, even though he has gone behind to appeal it. Because on that night you are talking, he said that judge, Justice Lifu, who gave fraudulent judgment. Yeah. Yes. What we are saying is that the governor have refused to obey the judgment, and that is why you see crisis. You are saying that those of them who, because the governor disobeyed court, he didn't disobey court. He didn't disobey court. He disobeyed the institution of government in a state where there is no law.
All right.
That is what people say.
All right, gentlemen, for want of time, I want us to dwell with Peter Lifu of the Federal High Court in Abuja and his counterpart in the Rivers State High Court, Justice I. Igwe, to explain themselves in respect of contradictory and conflicting court orders issued to the Independent National Electoral Commission and security agencies regarding the just concluded local government area council elections in Rivers State. The development is following a petition written to the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Kudirat Kekere-Ekun, ATN Land on Monday. While Justice Igwe, in a suit brought by the All People's Party, had ordered INEC to release the voter register used for the conduct of the 2023 general election to the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission for the purpose of conducting local government elections slated for October 5, Justice Lifu, on the other hand, ordered INEC not to release same register to the RISEC until it has been updated. Similarly, while Igwe in the September 5 judgment ordered security agencies to provide security during the local government polls, Lifu had ordered the contrary. The two conflicting orders led to a near breakdown of law and order in the state before and during the elections, as some thugs, factions of the All Progressive Congress and People's Democratic Party, said to be loyal to the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory and immediate Mr. Yeson Wike, held the protest against conduct of the poll held last Saturday, insisting that RISEC should follow court order. As at Monday, 3 local government secretariats have been burnt by people protesting against the conduct of the local government area polls. The arsonists are believed to have capitalized on the withdrawal of the police, which have kept the 23 local government secretariats under lock and key for about 3 months. However, following the filing of a petition, ATN learned that the CJN, who is also the chairman of the NJC, has already written to the 2 judges to give their sides of the story. The CJN has received a petition on conflicting orders of court of concurrent jurisdiction, and a letter has been written to the concerned judges. A source which pleaded anonymity told our correspondent. According to the source, the letter was in line with the spirit of fair hearing. After they have stated their own sides, then the NJC will now look into the matter and invite them where necessary, the source added. Let me start with you, Daniel. This is still a continuation of what we were discussing in the first story. What is your take on this? Kekere-Ekun said to, hopefully, the NJC led by Kekere-Ekun will, to a large extent, revive judiciary in Nigeria. But then, what is your take on this story? Do you see this? Do you see the right thing being done in this instance?
Right is relative.
All right.
The decision of the NJC might not be right to me. Oh. It might be right to him. So right here in this aspect is relative, and I do not see
Why do you
NJC.
say that?
No, I'm coming. I do not see the NJC. Three things here: being swift,
Okay.
being responsible for the actions of these judges, and being a way that they can settle this. Remember, it didn't start today. It's not just Rivers State. We have had it all over in Nigeria. So, but I felt that this would be the first case for the CJI, I mean for the Chief Justice of Nigeria. This should be the first thing on her plate to first deal with. Now, let's see how swiftly she will respond to it, because let me tell you, the laws guiding the NJC and all of these things is more like a court-like thing. It's shrouded in secrecy. It's more like a court-like thing. I'm telling you that the judge who gave judgment here in Rivers State also has a godfather in the judiciary. The one who gave judgment in Abuja also has a godfather. So the swiftness of it and the response you get, that's why I said whether right here or something, is relative. So for me, I do not expect to see anything. If you want to stop, go ahead, make pronouncement. Let laws be changed that when a court has taken charge of a case, other judges should give way. Because what the state government is saying is that,
but that is,
no, I'm coming.
You want to say that's been in existence?
No, I'm coming. What the state government is saying is that, there was a pronouncement of court. When a case is already ongoing, and another on same matter in Rivers State, RISEC, police, the state government, then another person is bringing a case. But I do not see that the NJC have been swift about these issues.
Right.
The NJC has been the NJC. Out of us who sit on this table today, for example, maybe we are the court of coordinate jurisdiction. Once it's a matter, I should give way and allow him take charge of that matter. To me, I should advise that they joined in the suit that my colleague at the same level at the court of coordinate jurisdiction should go and handle. So for me, the idea that they will write and all of that, the swiftness is not there. Before you know, the tension all will die down, and then we'll just be hearing later. Event will overtake.
Who have committed the infraction. Even the lawyers who also do these cases for the clients should also be paid. You should also pay for these things, because as a lawyer, if you
lawyers, that's Nigerian Bar Association.
No, whichever body that disciplines them should also call them to order, because if I know that the same party and the same subject matter is before another court, and you approach me as a lawyer, I should be able to give you my professional advice and say that this is not our practice. You have to go to this other court to join and ventilate your grievances. You don't come back to me and I go back to begin to file matters the same in another court and causing confusion in the judiciary. These are things we need to work out. But I think that the lawyers are supposed to be penalized more, because if you go to court and I know that this matter is before the court should at least inform the court, the lawyer who you brief, to tell the court. And I have seen the judges in the federal. There is one Justice Warford who was a son who did Anima the Sheriff matter in PDP. They said he should pay 40-something million naira.
The Supreme Court.
The Supreme Court. I like such type of things, and this type of things should be things that should be happening so that people will be put to check. Because if you don't, they will go haywire and begin to cause confusion and crisis.
All right, before I come to the lawyer situation, let me also look at, there has been an example in Rivers State where a judge got in Abuja, or Federal High Court in Zamfara, a judge in Rivers State to say he is unaware of what is going on.
It's possible.
And then secondly, most times, to the extent that I know, judges will ask questions. Is this matter before another court? They do ask questions, and that's why
they called him because they wanted to give an order that will restrain him. The judge didn't call him. He didn't call the police. He didn't call INEC. He didn't call anyone. What the judge did was that, you know, sometimes when you bring a case before a judge, you are now saying this had happened. You needed this relief, this relief, this relief. The judge will know, I know you cannot be granted this relief. That they went ahead and grant those orders You would have said, okay, if I do not grant this order today, there's nothing making it injurious. Nothing. You don't suffer. Yeah, you don't suffer any harm. Why not give us 3 days? Invite
the other parties.
Invite these parties before me and let them tell me why I should not give this order. Now, within that window, you would have known, or something would have told you, or someone would have called your attention to say, that matter a matter is before the Federal High Court, and you will be aware. So that when you now come before him, you will say, oh no, unfortunately my hands are tied. APP, please, can you seek to be joined in the case?
Daniel, isn't that the same thing? If that is...
No, he might not be aware.
No, hold on. If that is the natural proceeding, I have also handled a political story where the judge actually, before he gave an interlocutory order or injunction in that instance, called for other parties to come and explain why he should not give that. So now, if that is what is obtainable, to a large extent, a judge in Rivers State that handles political matters, naturally, I mean, the story has been all over news channels. But that's on one hand. Obi Nekem also talked about the lawyers in this instance. Let's look at the Nigerian Bar Association very quickly. Now, in the face of the crisis that happened, the chairman of the Nigerian Bar Association, the elections, and that's a man that you would expect would know better, saying that these lawyers, you know, that go to forum shop orders from different courts. There are situations, you recall the appeal court judgment, where the appeal court had to make a nonsense of the orders of Justice Wali, and he said he didn't have jurisdiction. You would expect that a lawyer that went through law school, one of the first questions you will ask before you go to a court is to find out does this court have jurisdiction to entertain this matter? Are these not deliberate? Is it that we have learned, in quotes, learned, what do they call themselves? Learned gentlemen that are unlearned in the act of the law?
No, first.
What is going on?
First, every lawyer's business is to maximize profit. In maximizing profit, they advance the cause of justice, the cause of the law.
Okay.
If I set up my chamber now, I expect to make money. I expect that you come here and I look at a case.
You're thinking of a lawyer as a businessman.
No, yes, a businessman. What are you saying? The lawyer is a businessman. No, what are you think it's for free? I learned something. Sorry, I saw something in one of the states. I won't mention, but it's in South. How much was paid for election petition tribunal? Almost about 2.5 billion. Wow. And you say election will come the next time, they will not want to do what they needed to do? No, it won't happen.
Right.
Even when you know that this man will lose this case in the election tribunal, you will take the case. So first, the lawyer who owns a chamber is a businessman. We should get that clear.
All right.
In as much as I agree that they are doing their